we are again on a Saturday morning with the crew. Looks like we're going to fairly... the crew's already here. We got Michelle. G'day, Michelle. Boss, he's here. Mark in Thailand. He should be on screen, but he's slacking off again. You slacker, Mark. What, you're scared of putting your mug on the TV? I don't know. Jesus. And of course the usual crowd. We've got Brycey. He's back in what? Where are you? Back in Phuket now, aren't you?
I'm in Pattaya right now.
Pattaya, right? Okay. You got Kimbo there. Here's another one of our new fellow Aussie potential expats. He's still stuck in Perth. This is Shorey or Michael Shaw. And of course we know Todd.
Morning.
We're going to get that little fish thing going across there.
Morning.
I need to do these little, like I watched Jen, Jen Desperado on his channel. He's got all these things, presses these little buttons, and all these little things pop up on his screen. And I can't be bothered doing that shit. But maybe I should start investigating how to get those little, like you get this little deck, and you've got buttons on it, and you just press the button and it pops up these little weird shit.
Hotkeys, yeah.
But yeah, I haven't programmed any of that shit yet. So go into Central, g'day. Press that like button. Who else have I not said hello to? Ralph Lewis, I think there we go. Ralph, how you doing? I think, and that's pretty much, that's the people who want to have their...
Chris Brand's with us.
Is he?
Yep.
I missed, where's Chris?
Yeah, he was right at the top.
Oh, Chris, Chris, right at the top, there we go. Didn't scroll all the way up. Yes, when will this madness end? Oh my God, tell me about it. Okay, so the last week has been a bit of fun here in Nakhon Pathom. I still haven't worked at the timeline yet, but we went to, me and Todd went to the meetup Friday a week ago, which is the one that we do with Jerry, but Jerry's stuck in the States at the moment. When we were there, we just got to, settle out everybody. We went from there then to Susie's place, and when we were, we just arrived at Susie's place, we got a message come through on our line group from Grant. Grant said that he went home, he felt a bit funny, so he took what they call one of those, what do they call them? The SARS-CoV-2 antigen
the
test.
IgG thing.
Yeah, he took one of those and tested positive. G'day, Marky! And he tested positive. So he did the right thing. He let the group know that he's been tested positive and people should be aware. We're out at Susie's place, so we were sitting with who we were sitting with, and we said, well, we've just had this information, told Susie, told the girls, blah blah blah, and they said it's all good, and we just carried on and drunk ourselves silly that night and had shots, and you probably saw Niall's video, me buying a round of Zambuca shots. I'm pretty sure it was the Zambuca shots that killed me. But yeah, so that was Friday night. But little do people know, like I actually had like a croaky throat from about 3 days before. Like I already felt croaky, can't sort of say it was a head cold. It just I get this thing here. It's sometimes during certain times of the month, depending on the humidity levels. If the humidity's down, the air conditioner in the room that we sleep in can really dry the air out. And when the air conditioner dries the air out to a certain level, I get a sore throat in the morning, because you just wake up with a dry, sore throat. So I have Difflam, and a couple of shots of Difflam, and it goes away. Don't know what causes that, but that was a couple of days beforehand. Didn't even think about COVID at the time. Anyway, so the if we do backtracing, the only known point of contact was with Grant on the Friday. Anyway, so Saturday went through. I was feeling a bit hungover on Saturday morning. Remember the stream last week? Yeah, I was still quite alright Saturday morning. Yeah.
It was slow.
It was slow. Yeah, it was a slower morning. But yeah, so Saturday went through, and Sunday came round. Got a bit of a headache. I'll take a couple of paracetamol, bing, that's all goes away again. Then Monday comes around, I go on. I'm feeling a bit weird. Wonder what's going on here, Well, I had in the back of my mind that Grant had the COVID, the antigen test. So we raced down to the 7-Eleven. Was it that Monday or Tuesday? No, it was Tuesday. Went down to 7-Eleven on Tuesday, picked up some antigen tests, came home. I took one and tested positive on the antigen test. So I isolated from Chanya because she took one as well and she was showing negative. So that's really weird. We sleep together, the whole thing. I'm positive, she's negative. That didn't make any sense whatsoever. But anyway, so we separated. I'm in the spare room, and of course my computer room, and she's in her room. And I took my temperature, and so I've been sort of monitoring my temperature for the last effectively last sort of 6 days. And my temperature, well, on Tuesday I think it was ranging sort of 37.3, 37.5. I think it was Wednesday I got the temperature peaked around 37.7 was about the peak I saw. And that's when I got a bit of a stuffiness, a bit of a, what they call it. Well, I would call it a head cold. And then it just subsided since then. So I took another answer. There's my 2 tests. There's the one from Tuesday. There's the one from yesterday. Still positive. Chanya's taken one yesterday as well. She's positive now. Mother has. I don't even know what Mother's doing. She's running around this house with a mask on. But so Chanya was feeling under the weather yesterday. She says she's better today. She won't let me take a temperature for some reason. Oh. What's wrong with sticking this thing in your mouth? Come on. What am I right now? Talk amongst yourself while they do a temperature check. I'm 36.4 as the last time.
Well, it's really weird because you and I went to Susie's and then we also did furniture shopping to go look at stuff for the house and everything like that. And I'm fine. It's really weird. I've got no issues. I haven't taken an ATK yet, but I haven't had any sniffles, headaches or anything like that. So I'm starting to think it's now really diluted in regards to its potency. It's just a standard flu as far as I'm concerned. Flu virus, of course. Now we've got another virus which is sort of heading that way to be a little bit less potent.
Yeah, well, that's concerning. I'm now at 36.2, so that's actually below normal.
Well, you're in an air-conditioned room, mate.
Well,
come on.
I live in an air-conditioned room, rooms. But so temperature variations. But as I said, it's been nothing more than a freaking head cold. I've actually had worse head colds. And I said this madness is ridiculous. I'm going, what's going on with the world? We're scared for a head cold. And I wonder what the Thais are being taught in their language because, it's quite evident, across all the media, what people are sort of saying about Omicron or Omicron, however you like it, the fucking 25th version of, COVID or whatever it is. But, I don't know what the Thais are being taught because, Chanya's got really reacting really funny psychologically to it. As if she's getting a completely different propaganda machine feeding her false information. Because I'm trying to say it's a head cold. It's you've had a head cold before. Just take some paracetamol. I've got some. If you've got a sore throat, I've got something for a sore throat. If you've got congestion, I've got something here for congestion. Right? If you've got nasal congestion, I've got something for nasal congestion. I've got the full kit here. I've always medicated myself. I know what fucking I need to survive in life. you can quite easily, happily sort of get her sorted out. No, sir, I'm not a doctor. Oh, well, fair enough, that's a good attitude. I'm not a doctor, right? But I'm your boyfriend. If you tell me what's wrong with you, maybe I can help. No. Honestly, what can you do? All you can do is just sit down and just relax and there's Oggy. G'day, Oggy. How you going? We're up to 7 on the screen. We may even get our 9. Stephen Monash, get your camera on. We'll get to 8 maybe.
I've got to find the theme music.
We only need 2 more.
I've got to find the theme music. Hang on, I don't have it set up.
You don't have it set up. Where's the Brady Bunch music? Oh my God. Yeah. So look, I'm sure that different people will have different versions of what they're experiencing, but from what I've experienced here, from a personal first-hand account, I've had worse head colds, and I think the world is being fed a completely different story somewhere along the line. But what can I do?
Yeah, well, Chris Brand said he's known someone that had Omicron over Christmas and nearly bowled him over. I mean, I think, as Wazza just said, it depends on the individual. Some people have very robust immune systems. Some people need assistance to get those antibodies up and running. Yeah. So, yeah.
I've had the 2 AstraZeneca shots, at the prescribed distance apart. So that was what I suppose prepared my body for this. Now we've actually got it, which is obviously they're actually saying throughout the different medical journals the fact that it does, the vaccine with catching a dose is the best form of protection because it really sort of conditions your body for the out of the norm situations. But yeah, I'm also booked in for the top up. Unfortunately, I couldn't get into the 10th of February, so that's what we've got to deal with.
Well, I'm 4 days into it. I felt a little weird the first 2-3 days, on and off, but nothing worse than a head cold. As you can see, I'm a smoker. Well, you probably cut there. I'm a smoker. And today, I honestly feel perfectly fine.
Yep.
Like nothing at all. And I've had the 3 shots, 3 Pfizers. And,
you've had 3 Pfizers, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I had the booster 2 weeks before I came out here, which is 6 weeks ago. But mate, I tell you what, if I didn't know I had it, I wouldn't know I've got it. If you know what I mean. So it's really nothing. Yeah. But Wazza, you must have gone out after 9 o'clock. That's probably why you got it, mate.
Oh well, mate. Well, we did. Yes, right. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
And probably standing to drink as well, where you should have been sitting. Can't attack your bodies.
Yeah. It's that there's a height limit, So yeah, I think we went to that bar on 22 and we were standing up. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, my mistake. I should have known that. Should have been sitting down. But yeah, it's just weird. And really, when it comes to the contact level, I think I fist bumped Grant when he came to the group, and then I had actually somebody sitting between me and Grant. It was can't remember. Somebody was sitting between us, so I wasn't even in direct contact with him, apart from a fist bump. That when he got there, that was the contact. I don't believe he was the point of contact. No, I believe it probably sort of happened a bit earlier the week, but I can't even recall where I was in close contact with anybody. So it's a bit weird.
Well, I think I caught mine in PP Island. I left PP Island. What day is it now? It's Saturday, isn't it? I left PP Island, and actually on the flight from Krabi to Bangkok, I started to feel really strange. That's the worst place because you can't get off the flight. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think I was out with a bunch of Europeans drinking a couple of nights before PP Island. Probably one of them had it.
Yeah, well, that pressure change in the aircraft can also sort of set those sort of things up too. So,
Yeah, well, the worst thing was, I mean, it was a packed plane, and I'm sitting there, and I've got my mask on and everything, and I'm wanting to sneeze, and I don't want to sneeze because everyone's going to look at you like, oh God, he's probably got the bug, you know. As it turned out, I did have the bug. So yeah, it's a bit, you know what it's like when you want to sneeze and you're trying to stop yourself.
Yeah, I think sneezing I had, was it 2 days ago, I had these sneezing bouts, just like something's in your nose. So I grabbed my nasal, my nasal flushing system, and that got rid of that after 24 hours as well. Whatever was in the fucking.
Well, the worst thing was, mate, I couldn't actually hold it back. So at some point, the flight, I did let a huge sneeze go, and I was so concerned about the people around me. I did it in the mask, and there's nothing worse than sneezing in the
pulling the boogers out of your mask. Oh my God!
Yeah. You got pushback there, Bryce. You got pushback.
Yeah, and I didn't have another mask. And
yeah, always carry spare mask.
You hear about the gal on the U.S. flight that she took a COVID test because she wasn't feeling well while she was on the plane, tested positive.
Locked herself in the bathroom or something.
Locked herself in the bathroom. Well, they actually agreed to have her go to the bathroom to isolate. She spent a 3.5-hour flight in the bathroom.
Probably more comfortable than the seat I had on the flight from Krabi to Bangkok.
Definitely more leg room.
Yeah, more leg room, exactly, yes. Well, Chris, that's a good question. No, I've taken an antigen test, so my body has produced antigens, which supposedly are the antigens that set the little devices off. I'm under no circumstances do I want to go to a hospital to get a PCR test, because we just don't know how they react. Right,
They're not let you out.
I'm simply not going to, go and be put into jail for a head cold. End of story. Which is one of the things I was going to sort of, refer to. If we just switch over to the screen here. So Richard Burrows talking about, the deaths and things like this. So they, today we're recording 7,793 cases, with 18 deaths. Now, you really can't use the total number of new cases as any indication because, hey, here's an example, and in this household, well, 2 people have tested positive, but we haven't told anybody. So how many cases are being reported, right, that's a real mystery. But the death rate is where you can still sort of, be fairly assured that we're getting some positive sort of numbers coming through. But that's 18 deaths out of, was it 7,000? Well, don't forget the death rate is 2 weeks delayed, but 77,000 in care. So things are still fairly stable, when we start to look at these numbers. And I think this is what a lot of people are doing, and they're actually saying that a lot of people are just getting the head cold and staying, they're doing their antigen tests, staying at home and just getting on with life, ordering Grab and not really participating in society. As Chanya's got the salon closed. She hasn't had the salon open since Monday or Tuesday. So that hurts a little bit, of course, because she's no income coming in from her. But yeah, such is life.
Yeah, they're trying to bring in. They're trying to bring in here in Australia. If you don't report if you test yourself, if you don't report it, it's they want to try and make that a criminal offence.
Oh yeah, look, I know they're going to try to do all sorts of things like that, just to. Anyway, this is the way each country is going to behave. I think I was reading here on the NNT that is it NNT or Richard Burrow? What was it?
In Australia, if you test positive, are you still getting the government handout? You're still getting, $750 for the week?
No, not at all. No, that stopped.
Stopped
ages ago. Yeah.
So there's no real incentive to self-report, apart from the fact that you might end up with a criminal record. But if no one knows, how do they know the crime was committed?
Yeah. So the Thai news summary today is coming through. Data indicates Omicron variant is highly contagious but causes less severe disease than previous strains. The Public Health Ministry will propose to the CCSA to ease disease restrictions as soon as safely possible. That could mean anything. Thailand plans to eventually proceed with making COVID-19 endemic, despite World Health Organization cautioning against it. Well, they want tourism back again, so they're going to have to take an endemic approach, which means it's a country-specific disease as opposed to a global specific, and the way they deal with it here will be, according to their experts, regardless of what the rest of the world is doing. That's the difference between pandemic and endemic. Anyway, the surprise news this coming out of the Citigroup, really. Citigroup announced that they sell their banking operations in Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia and Vietnam to UAB. I suppose that writing was on the wall when we heard, 2 years ago that they wouldn't allow the Citigroup banking to be used as a holding account for your retirement visa funds.
UOB is the government bank, isn't it?
Not in Thailand.
Oh, isn't it?
It's
what's the government bank? Robert Groves, what's the government bank here? Good morning, Robert. Andy. IG Stubble. Cross, that's a mouthful and a half, Andy. Stub Travels. Instagram, I'm guessing that stands for.
Yeah, anyway, so following the increase in volume of e-commerce, such a new department is really just miscellaneous. Phuket had experienced a surge in the new COVID-19 infections, but Deputy Director, whatever his name is, says about 95% of new cases are experiencing either mild symptoms or no symptoms at all. This is really much what's going on. There's a 300 baht arrival tax being proposed. Well, I don't think it's been proposed. I think it's now legislated. It's in and legislated. Comes in April this year. So $10 at the gate. $10 entry fee for the roller coaster ride. But it's a rather expensive roller coaster. But still, it's a fun roller coaster. What are you talking about? After 2 days of talks between Thai officials and Southern separatists, BRN rebels, the Malaysian facilitator for the peace dialogue said it would take at least 2 years to find a solution. Like, how long has this been going on for? Like centuries? Like they're going to solve it in 2 years? Not likely. But anyway, we'll have to see how that one pans out. Price of pork. Did you hear that they're now eating crocodile instead of pork? No, crocodile tastes like chicken. I'd rather eat chicken, thank you. And the reason why crocodile tastes like chicken is because they feed chickens to the crocodiles. I'm sure that's what it is. You've been to those crocodile farms, haven't you?
You are what you eat. You are what you eat.
That's it. You are what you eat. So I must taste like pork and chicken. Yummy.
U.S. moo is cow.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly. And for those people who are getting a bit of an idea, so the walk-in vaccination at Bang Sue Grand Station, but people who haven't been vaccinated yet, or those who received their first jab elsewhere in the country, you can now do a walk-in at Bang Sue Central Vaccination Centre from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Entry through door 1 only. Look for the red chairs. The first dose will be AstraZeneca and the second dose Pfizer. Allow 28 days between jabs. If you've already had your first or second, you have to use, there's an app, there's 4 websites you can go to book in your next position or your next thing. I did, and I got the 10th of February, so it's a bit of a nuisance, but it would have been nice to get it. I tried to get Chanya to get us in 3 or 4 weeks ago, and when they first started doing the updates, but she says, not to worry, but yeah, okay. End of story. Don't have to worry about it now.
I can't use those apps, that's the whole thing. I mean, I've been trying for the last 3 days to register because I'm due for a booster, but
oh, that's right. They won't
have
won't accept you, will they?
no. So I've got to do the walk-in and show my international Australian COVID certificate saying yes, I've had 2 AstraZenecas. Please give me another one. Can I have one more, please, sir?
Mm-hmm.
And just try my luck. Worst case scenario, I do a tour of Bangkok train station and find some pad thai somewhere and enjoy life.
Yeah. So, of course, who keeps on banging their microphone? Jesus, is that you, Mark?
That would be Marky Mark.
Yeah, Mark. Bang! Just beat him up a bit there.
Guilty.
Sorry, I had to have some breakfast. I was starving, so I just slopped out some something to eat.
Okay.
Saturday, it's only 10:30. I haven't eaten yet. I've had coffee.
What was her name?
And from the left field comes Oggy.
Yeah.
Right,
And yes,
so-
Mayor Groves, I am the only bearded panel member now, and no, I didn't steal Todd's beard. I think that just blew off the breeze, didn't it, Todd?
Yeah.
No. The export duties were too high to send it to you, bud. So
Okay, so what questions have we had on the side
Thanks,
panel
Robert.
there? Troubles. My girlfriend Chiang Mai was close contact 1 week ago. Had to isolate and is off work for 14 days with pay. Don't know. Thailand had. Didn't look. Yeah, there is some sort of social security systems here in Thailand, but it's one of those things that it will be company specific, and whether you're part of the national insurance scheme, which is a per diem that's paid by your employer into a government subsidy scheme. Like if you're working in a local wet market or something, it's highly unlikely you're part of that scheme. But if you're in a banking or retail sector, legitimate retail sector, by a legitimate retailer like the mall group or CP or something, they're bound by law to supply that that government insurance scheme offer, which does give you paid sick leave in certain circumstances. Not in every circumstances. I think it's got to be sort of, like mandated. It's not like in Australia where we can just say, "Hey boss, I'm feeling under the weather. I'm staying home today," and automatically you get paid for the day off. No, it's got to be authorised and all that sort of stuff. It's coming out of an insurance company, not out of the pockets of the employer, if you know what I mean.
The new one in Australia is, "G'day boss, I'm unable to get a rat test. I don't know when I can get one," and the boss is going, "Oh well, okay, no worries. Well, when you get one, then come back to work when you're negative."
Well, me and Todd have been thinking about this. Like, we can get them for 47 baht, which is about $2, right? So we're going to go and buy them by the hundreds, right? And we're going to ship
Send them to Oz.
ship them to Australia, and we're going to charge $50 each for them. Okay.
47 baht, you're getting ripped off. I thought the government are now subsidising them. You can buy them from the government chemists for 30 baht.
35 baht, yeah. So yeah, that's
35
right.
baht. Sorry,
35
35 baht.
Yeah, 47 baht. Well, I'm not going to deal with the government. I'll go private sector. But it's 47 baht and $47 in Australia. I think we make a killing.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are a few Mark Krung Thai backers. G'day, Robert. How you doing? I didn't say a lot. And Mr. 47. Sorry, Mr. 747. I sorry to say. Yeah. What else we got? Crocodile tastes like chicken. Just like a little more bite. Okay, yes. The only time I've actually eaten the crocodile is at those like little fairground markets, and it just tasted gristly, It wasn't, I wasn't overly impressed with the taste. It did taste like a bit like chicken, to be honest, but the texture is all wrong. Your mind goes, tastes like chicken, but the texture doesn't remind me of chicken. And it's confusing for the headspace. But yeah, I think I'll just
Tastes
pay.
like chicken, feels like snake.
Well, I've had snake before. Snake is a little more flaky than that, you know. Maybe it's just the way it's cooked. It was cooked through skewers on a barbecue. Maybe it was done wrong. Maybe there's a special way you got to cook it. And who knows whether they're cooking it properly? You know, you're at these one of those open air markets, you know, open air fairgrounds. You know, but anyway, such is life.
There's actually a restaurant in Portland, Oregon that's like their thing is they've got crocodile kebabs.
Crocodile
They
kebabs.
go there for the crocodile kebabs.
Well, these were crocodile shish kebabs. They actually had a bit of, I think, bit of tomato on it, a bit of pineapple, and the rest of it was just like they do with the, you know, the chicken or the pork shish kebabs. But it was, you know, they specifically it was crocodile. Wasn't I said I wasn't overly impressed with it. You know, I would eat it if I was hungry, but you know, if I'm not hungry, I'll just.
Hey, if it's the only thing there, and you're hungry.
Exactly, Robert. Kangaroo can be as tough as old boots if not cooked correctly.
I've tried kangaroo once. I didn't like it.
Like abalone. Not that I know, because I was never in a Sydney train driver's wage bracket, so...
Oh, yeah. Can't knock the train drivers.
There goes your invite,
I mean,
invite
we
to
just...
Chaya. There goes your invite to Chaya.
That's all right.
We just fish for it in the Pacific Coast. You know, just dive down, get it, have some abalone steaks.
There's Niall in Thailand. Good morning, Niall. How's everything? You've been out in the town again last night, I guess.
Well, he just said, "Be right back."
Oh, did you? I didn't go down that far, right? Okay. Good morning, everyone.
You did a drive-by.
Drive-by. Yeah, there we go. Scrolling down. Any questions, you guys? You know, we are trying to wrap this thing in an hour these days, so we can get on with our life.
Gigging frogs, Michelle.
I've had them in Paris. They didn't taste like chicken.
No.
Nothing tastes like chicken in Paris, even the chicken.
That's true. I'll give everything a go once.
Stephen Mono said, yes, I've lost weight.
I
don't know whether he's shit stirring or whether he's giving me a compliment, but I actually have lost weight.
You lost weight off the chin, yes.
No, 6 kilos since I've been here. I've lost, so it's good.
Yeah, already 6 kilos. That's fucking good. Well, that's always a good sign, but as long as you don't lose it too quickly.
It's the good food. It's the good air. We're not in the middle of Bangkok, so we do have some good air out here, and I'm walking everywhere. I know Wazza's mentioned a few times that the locals really don't like walking around, but I'm loving it. Had to find a Casacorn ATM, and the closest one to me was 2.5 k's away. Okay, put my shoes on, and I'm off for a walk, and I'm getting strange looks walking down the street, maybe because I look strange, but...
Yeah, I'm getting an AIQ today of 114, or right now 114 hour area, but...
I have blotted my copybook. I'll get the wife to resubmit that booking on her behalf, and then I'll just sleep in the car. How's that going? I'll be
Computer
like that.
says no, Mark. Computer says no.
Eventually you're going to have to let me in because I'm an annoying son of a bitch, Robert. Squeaky wheel gets the oil, not
That's
replaced.
Right. Yeah, you don't get replaced, that's it, yeah.
I thought the squeaky wheel just got sold to the next sucker, and you buy yourself a new vehicle.
Crispy spiders. I haven't seen them yet, Andy, but we had the cockroach cart go by Susie's the other night.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Oh, yeah, that is scary, that shit.
Deep fried bugs?
I did a video about 4 years ago. I challenged all the Thailand vloggers to go out and do the bug eating, because I did it on camera. Yeah. Nobody else took up the challenge on that one. That was a bit of a bummer.
I've eaten the Bardi grub lookalikes, whatever they call the witchetty grubs or the Bardi grubs.
Oh,
I've eaten, but I won't eat the cockroaches. No.
Yeah.
I draw the line. It's a fine line, but I draw it.
They're just wrong. They're just, like, okay, so their scientific evidence says the fact that they're very high in protein and all the essential trace elements that you need for life. But please, can we grind it to a powder and make it into a burger or something? Because really, those legs, they get stuck in your teeth, You're forever, you got to get your Fedorodox out with the little pin, and there's a cockroach leg stuck between the gap of my teeth here. Oh, I'll get it out of here.
Tastes like chicken.
It tastes like chicken.
Not the ones I ate that time in the local market, Robert.
Honestly, it tastes like dirt. I don't know why people rave it, but honestly, to me, it just tastes like dirt. But yeah, such is life. People eat weird shit. It wasn't distasteful, but I've had tastier things. I haven't gone as far as I think we had Don came over here a couple of years ago, just before COVID, and he did the scorpion eating thing, and I was sick for 3 days, so we call him Mr. Scorpion now. But yeah, he didn't take well to the scorpions, but that's one thing I think I'll have to draw the line at, scorpions. Maggots taste like French fries, is that right? Silkworms taste they make you fart a lot. Well, I didn't eat enough of them to really sort of work out the final gastronomical process to see how well it goes through your body. Tasting one or two was good enough for me.
Stephen Monash says maggots taste like French fries. I think he's been eating the wrong fries.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's like, ooh.
Yeah.
The ones that have been in the fridge for the last 8 weeks.
That's it.
They've been frozen thawed. Then
what's he been culturing in his fridge?
Well, there was a chain of they just sold potato-based products in Melbourne. I'm sure they were all over Australia. Land of Fries. So whether or not it was he's over in WA, it's called the Land of Flies, and he's eating the maggots. I don't know. So
yeah, so that's where they get French flies.
Yeah, but Western Australia, well, they have officially seceded from the mainland. So
yeah, I feel like I'm in a jail.
Yeah. There's a big line down there, and everything to the east of that line is all black. Do not go. Do not cross.
Guy writing how it's disgusting to eat crickets. Didn't realize he's eating maggots.
Yeah.
I figure the best thing to use these deep fried bugs for is bait. Put them on the hook, throw them in the water.
That's right. Fish don't care. Yeah, they'll eat the maggots. Live bait.
Bugs are what food eats.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like vegetables,
That's right. Yeah.
And salad. Salad is pig food. It fattens the pig up so I can have more
pork. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Vegetables are what food eats.
That's what my food eats. Yes.
And if you are what you eat and you eat vegetarians, then you're a vegetarian.
That's it. I wonder what vegetarians taste like. What do vegetarians taste like? Do they taste like fucking grass? Do they?
There's a reason we have an opposing thumb there, so we can hold a meat cleaver.
Oh,
it's the only reason it's there.
And a fishing pole. But yeah,
Depends
if the vegetarians from Seattle or Portland. They taste different. Depends on which area they come from.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Never lived in that part of the country, so I'm not quite to take your word for it.
Don't we have somebody here that's from the The Seattle area?
I'm sure.
he's vegetarian too.
I've seen the movies, yes. Fish eyes are yummy. Oh, really? Not.
No.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. No, thank you very much.
Fish eyes too?
Quite
Oh, no. No.
Baby, the other white meat.
Oh, gee.
Well, I'm just channeling my Michael Myers. I'm a fat bastard, I can say it.
I want it in my belly.
I like my baby back ribs. Exactly.
What was it? What was the joke that used to go around, the baby jokes? What's the difference between a truck full of dead babies and a truck full of live babies?
What's grosser than a truckload of dead babies? A truckload of dead babies with one live baby at the bottom eating his way out.
Eating his way out. Oh,
okay.
God, we're bringing back some memories of the baby jokes. Oh my God.
The dead baby jokes. Yes, it's been a while.
What are we in? We're 40 minutes in and it's gone downhill very easy.
It's gone downhill very, very fast.
Oh,
and only,
fish,
and only
fish
14
heads,
likes.
roly-poly fish heads.
I'm a joke. Clean it up, shall we?
They should definitely ban babies from going on aeroplanes. Every time I'm on an aeroplane, I always get the screaming freaking kid right behind me. And they're not even going to remember the holidays, so what's the point?
They should just put them in the same section of the plane they put the cats and the dogs.
Yeah, that's right.
Just put them in the hold, you know?
Yeah,
Put them in the hold with them. You know?
It's
I don't
pressurized.
understand it.
Yeah, it's pressurized. Give them a bottle, put them in there.
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4 Finnegan's and they'll be happy.
Add a little cream to cacao to their bottle and knocks them right out.
Belergen, that was a godsend when we took Sarah to England in '91. Oh mate, we wouldn't have coped on that 22-hour flight if it wasn't for Belergen. But yeah, she was 2 years old. Knocked her right out. Bang.
I've always said if rocking the child to sleep isn't working, use a bigger rock.
I worry sometimes, Oggy. I worry.
Well,
Stephen
Monash, so that should scare all of you.
Stephen Monash has run out of things to say.
you're drinking sapphires though, aren't you, Oggy?
It's Sapphire in Fresca.
Oh.
It's in a weird mood tonight, so I bought some Fresca. And
Downlow's not with us, so Stephen Monash hasn't got his sparring partner. Or Dowlow's in the corner, sort of keeping quiet and just watching the world go by.
Oh, yeah,
No comment. Now, what else did we have on the news circuit? Any other interesting news on the circuit? Let's have a look.
Oh well, they've kicked Djokovic out of Australia again.
Oh yeah, so what?
Oh hallelujah! I'm glad.
But yeah,
Oric's an idiot.
I know it came through yesterday, but I don't know what's the current story on Djokovic, what his name is.
Djokovic.
What did Djokovic?
Yeah.
Djokovic,
Apparently he's got a meeting with his lawyers today, and they're going to file again in the federal court. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought that they had said that he can come in. He was allowed in, but it was still up to the ministry that allows immigration to whether or not he can come in or not.
Yeah, but the thing is that he lied. He lied on his incoming boarding thing. So that's the reason why. Yeah, like I don't, COVID's here to stay. You know what I mean? I don't care if the guy comes into place, but he shouldn't lie to us.
Yeah. But I'm sorry, but the rules are the rules. If you don't want to follow the rules, tough shit, bud.
Oh, well, so when you
Sorry,
go on, mate.
Pricey?
I was going to say, when you go back for a visit to Australia, if you have a hard time getting out, just go and buy yourself a tennis racket. You'll be fine.
Oh, that's what. Yeah. You take up tennis.
Or a
what-
cricket bat, or a AFL ball. Any of them, you'd be able to get in.
I used to
Or if
like
you're a movie star, if you got a couple of million in the bank, you'd be right.
Well, I'm part of Wazza's YouTube channel. Does that make me a movie star or something? Does that give me any expedition with my...
That makes you a relevant reality star.
Relevant reality. Is that what they call it now? Is it?
An RRS. A relevant reality star. You can claim to be a relevant reality star. You're part of a channel.
How many of those people have had problems at Australian Border Force at Tullamarine or Sydney that have been able to get access to a QC within 24 hours? It's not bad, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them, 99.9999%, are on the next plane back home. So money talks, BS walks, and this is a no BS channel.
That's right.
For me, it's the no money channel, so.
No BS channel, yes. Yeah, well, there's nothing really coming through that's really surprising news over the last week, apart from the pork scandal, you know.
The pork scandal.
Well,
What they do to the porks?
well, the pork scandal is about that, you know, they've got some sort of virus. The African swine fever, yes. This is what.
Spain.
The Asian swine flu?
No, African swine fever outbreak in
African
Thailand.
swine flu.
How does the African swine fever get to Thailand? Like, are they flying the pigs out from Africa or what? You know, aren't they going through a quarantine measure? It totally beats me how that an African swine fever can make it into Thailand without proper precautions being taken. But yeah. But this is the thing. It's look at the conditions that these pigs live in. You know, and you're going, well, pigs and chickens and
Ex-Nolo. Yeah,
Happy as a pig in a poke?
yeah.
Oh, God, lack of porking. Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll do it. They've lost their income.
yeah, quite scandalous. Good action, like anyway. Yes, so for those who aren't familiar with the channel, like, you know, we now do this Saturday on an hourly basis rather than 2 hours. You're quite welcome to hit the super chat there if you want to keep these programs running. It always encourages us to keep batting away. I'll pay for the antigen tests. You know what it's like. You're
Channel
all.
actually encourages social distancing by making you want to go away.
Yeah, that's
No,
it. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
not the buffalo syndrome anymore. It's my next antigen test syndrome.
That's right, my next antigen test syndrome, yes. Obviously, to chat here, you need to be subscribed. But if you're not subscribed and watching from the bleachers, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button as well. Cute, they don't get that. We've got 15 minutes to go yet, Stephen. You had enough of us already. Oh, God. Quick, kill him. Get rid of his spanner. Take his spanner away from him.
Take his
and
banter
ban-
away? I think I can do that.
and ban him from the channel. Oh,
I
my
can
God.
put him in the naughty corner if you want for
Even
a couple of minutes.
banned
I don't think you can, though.
next hour.
Once they get the spanner, you can't do squat, you know. But anyway, damn. But yes, yeah, it's going to be an interesting week. So I got one video in the can, which was actually from Friday week ago with the boys at Susie's, where we heard that news about the Grant getting a positive test. But I honestly still don't believe it came via Grant. I think I probably had it from a big. The biggest problem with these antigen tests is the fact that I've got no baseline. The first test I took was on Tuesday. I took a second test on Friday. The speed that went on the line that appears was exceptionally fast compared to the control. Whereas when Grant showed his on screen, his antigen test thing was a very, very faint line, which I can't imagine that they came through him, but anyway.
So you obviously got the fraud test, the fraudulent test.
Well, it's done it twice in a row.
They are advertising all over here. It's like, make sure you buy your tests from a reputable source. You know, there's so many fake, fraudulent tests out there that are being sold. Make sure you buy it with a credit card so that if it turns out it was one of the fraudulent ones, you can get your money back.
Is that how it works, is it? Okay. Yeah, I paid cash at the counter at 7-Eleven. How's that? Yeah, that was
Well, at least you bought it over the counter. You got a better chance of it being real that way versus buying it out the back door.
Oh, is that right? Okay, fair enough. So we bought it legitimately, but we're going to get up to and get some more because I run out of test kits. For a test every 3 to 5 days, so I've got to get a couple more tests.
The kit I have is all in Thai. Obviously, I know how to use it. So, what's the difference between the C and the T line? Do you know what that
The
is?
C is a control, and the T line is if you've got it or not. And they're basically saying if it goes on the T, if you get the line across the T, and you don't get the line across the C, then the test is faulty, right? And test again, right? But yeah, you'll get a line across the C and nothing on the T, which means you're negative, or you get a line across the C and a line across the T, which means you're positive, right? And if it only comes through a line across the T, then the kit is faulty. That's the basic thing. Yeah.
I'll come up to bangers, Robert.
Yeah. Then again, maybe I am pregnant. I don't know. It's confusing.
You took the pregnancy test instead of the antigen test.
That's it. Yeah. Interesting.
You have
Shanya.
to have you submit a new sample. Apparently, you're pregnant.
So Shanya, that's amazing.
So, okay, what are they?
There's not much difference between estrogen and antigen, so they sound very similar.
They sound very similar. Is that how it works? It's got a similar sounding name, estrogen, antigen.
They're both engine.
Yeah, they're both engines. Yes.
So, okay, what are they charging for an antigen test over there in the States? And are they easily accessible?
I have no idea. I know that there is a big shortage of the in-home tests.
Right.
They're having a difficulty getting them, and when they do buy them, they give them out free at the library and stuff. And I've never taken one. I don't feel a need. I haven't felt sick or anything.
Yeah, I would have liked to have had a baseline before, to know that the kits actually work and showed a negative. Well, I know it did on Chanya, but then it showed positive. 3 days later. So Tuesday, it was 3 days later, showed positive on the second time she ran it.
Does Walgreens have the tests?
Yeah, they're easy to get here, pretty much anywhere.
Vinax now is $24.
Jeez. I paid 89 baht, which is like $3. My last one.
Yeah, Robert. Look, I don't know. Go on, Robert. I don't know.
PCR test 125.
Yeah. Robert's asking about the February 8th meetup. No idea about that at this point in time. Because the test and go situation's been put on hold. People have made cancellations because of all the ups and downs of the whole process. People are trying to move their flights 5 days earlier to get in, and then they turned around and said there's no need to do that. That won't work anyway. And then they've sort of turned around and said no, we will now honour anybody that has the Thailand pass. You still got to deal with the obvious quarantine situations, but the test and go was put on hold. So, and if you've got the Thailand pass, you're coming in, you're going to do the 7 to 14 day. If you've only got 14 days holiday, I think you're going to be pretty well shafted, and you're going to cancel anyway. So, yeah, no idea. But as I said, it's still too early to guess what's going on there. I don't sort of see that shit coming back into play until some sort of discussion sort of mid-February. They're going to wait for the numbers to come through. Another 14 days of this complete madness, and then we might get some sort of idea what's going to happen. I'm sort of dying to get out of the house again and go and do some normal stuff.
You and me both, mate.
But that's just life.
Never stop.
I can actually see, right, well, I'm sitting on the 7th floor of the hotel here, looking down at the place I took my laundry, and she's taken it in, so I know it's ready, but I can't go and get it. You know what I mean? I have to get Grab to deliver it across the street.
Ralph's telling me Discord just warned you about adult content. Yes, I'm sorry. We're an adult Discord. What do I say in my book? What's it saying? Because one of the guys keeps on laughing at my welcome screen. Where is it? Or my about page. The rules: no NSFW. Some content on this server is not suitable for people under the age of 18, so be warned. This is a private server, so we are not bound by your irrational fears of the words like fuck or cunt.
Are we still on YouTube?
Yeah.
For the next
I
15
just-
seconds.
I've just done a search here on how much a test costs for a 2-pack at Chemist Warehouse. It's $20.
$20, okay.
Yeah, for
Yeah, well, our $47 idea was probably going to be shafted then. If they're going to try
Yeah, well, here
undercut
in
us.
Adelaide, you can register online, and the government will give you 2, but you have to do a drive-through selection to get it. So
Do you? Okay. Do you want to fry? Do you want fries and coke with that?
yeah.
there you go, 6 hours of your day on up there.
Oh yeah, well, I just went through the 7-day lockdown, so
Yes, that was fun for you, wasn't it? You know, your workplace drama was a bit of a weird one as well, wasn't it?
yeah, that's right. Yeah, close contact at work, and yeah, they lock you in pretty much straight away, and yeah, do the double PCR tests, and they're always fun lineups. I managed to get my second one really easily. I got a booking for a 3 a.m. one, left an hour early to judge for a lineup, and there was only 5 car deep, so I was done and dusted in 20 minutes, so it was awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, Nixon. Yeah, I disagree. This is proudly juvenile content. That's what we like to hear. We are not going to grow up in any time soon. Stuff
Still
that's
say adult do juvenile the best.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
We are experienced at juvenile content.
Yes.
Anyway, any questions before we hit the close button? We will be staying on here a bit longer. We're just going off air after the hour. I don't think YouTube really can handle us for 2 hours. But we will continue to carry on like absolute maniacs and juvenile delinquents. And you're quite welcome to pop in once we close the stream. But anyway, any questions before we bow out of here and play that closing tune?
Closing tune. Closing.
See you in 15 days, Andy Stubbs.
15. Awesome.
How does the Looney Tunes one go? I can't even remember the song anymore. Who can hum the bars of that one? Turn the lights. This is
Hit the
it.
lights.
I can't use it unless of course we sing it. I can't use it otherwise I'll
Done rehearsing and nursing our parts.
Yeah.
We know every part by heart.
by heart.
This is it, the night of nights.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Yes. I'm 16 with 30 years
on the whole
experience.
thing.
You get the song on and yeah. Whatever. Okay, where's that closing screen? Was it 2 minutes? Well, we're going to wait for the extra minute. Come on. Okay, gentlemen, hope you guys have a great day. Yeah, great weekend. Same with you, Robert. Just go and
Like button.
get your antigen test. Make sure you haven't caught it off the stream. You know, we have warned you appropriately. The fact that you've been on the stream and this is a viral program, and you never know what you can get on these computers these days. Yeah, honestly, you better go and take that antigen test. You know. Omicron will get you everywhere, especially on the
I
internet.
have virus protection on my computer. I'm perfectly
No, I'm sorry, that doesn't count. Like that's like a vaccination. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's propaganda.
95% of the time, I'm good.
Is that right? Okay.
I'm protected by Apple Care.
May all your thirst be positive and your test be negative. Thanks, excellent. Anyway, we're out of here. Close your screen. Bye for now, and we'll see you next week.
I want you to lift me up so high, a place that no one's ever been. Take me to oblivion.
Yeah, we're getting out of here.